Hey guys, what is happening? Today we have UFC 253 happening tonight between Israel Adesanya and Paulo Costa. And I'm a huge UFC fan. I wanted to start using my personal channel as a bit more like not just sales stuff, but other stuff I'm interested in as well. So I wanted to go over the fights that are going to happen tonight and just give my picks and my opinions on what I think is going to happen. I absolutely love this fight. I'm a huge Israel Adesanya fan, and I love Paulo Costa, but I love Izzy. If growing up with MMA, I was a huge Anderson Silva fan. Like he was easily my favorite fighter, and when I look at a guy like Israel Adesanya, basically what I see is a more athletic version of Anderson. So he still has all of that reaction. He's still a back foot fighter, still a predominant kickboxer, but he just is more athletic. He's a bit bigger, stronger. It seems like a bit quicker. And on top of the fact that he's just super charismatic and English speaking as well, definitely helped his career. So I can really get behind him as a fighter. Love him. But look, Paulo Costa, look at this guy. He's an absolute fucking machine. This guy he's an absolute crusher of wills. And it seems like basically, if you look at him as a fighter, he backs people up into the cage and just brutalizes them. I don't think that he's going to have the same ability to do that with a guy like Adesanya because he's really not the type of fighter that just sort of stands there or backs himself up without understanding where he's going to move to. But I do think that he's a very, very hard opponent for Adesanya. He's going to be coming in and trying to swing. In reality, though, I just think that Adesanya is a bit too quick. He's never going to be there. I don't think that he's going to be in the spot that Costa's going to try and hit him at, and he's just going to keep picking him apart. I also think when you look at this as like a 5-round fight, Adesanya can easily go 5 rounds. We've seen it happen a couple of times now. Paulo Costa, I don't think can go 5 rounds. When he fought Yoel in the 4th and 5th round, it looked like he was. In the 3rd round, it looked like he was basically about to go. Yoel, if you remember, had to like back off the fence and sort of actually let him come back into the center to fight a bit. And he was walking over real slow. And I think the only reason Yoel really did that is because he doesn't have a huge gas tank either. But I think when you got a guy like Izzy in there, he is going to make Costa work hard, and he is going to punish him every time he tries to reach in, and I think he's going to wear him out. And I would say somewhere in the 3rd to 5th round, he is going to finish him pretty heavily. And I think that, just to sort of underscore my statement here, I do think that Costa's really good, but when you just look at Izzy's record as a fighter, it's unparalleled, right? Like you have Israel Adesanya as a UFC fighter, he's 19-0, which is pretty crazy, of course, and he's the middleweight champion. Once again, he's had those championship fights, but with a kickboxing record of 75-5, that is insane. Even once again, Anderson Silva had like a little bit of boxing and a kickboxing record, but it was nothing like this. When you see a guy who's been in the ring, basically, this will be, I guess, I'm sure he has amateur fights and stuff as well, but I guess this will be his 100th professional bout in combat sports, which is really, really impressive for any fighter, but especially a guy his age. Like, how old is he? He's 31 years old. That is really, really young for a guy with 100 fights under his belt. And to only have been knocked out once right at the end of kickboxing before he got into MMA, I mean, holy shit, man. You get in there with 80 guys that are trying to knock your fucking head off, and one of them takes it. I think that's a pretty good way to walk away. The other 4 being decisions. But a lot of these fights that he was having as well, he's fighting like 3 or 4 guys in a weekend, multiple guys in a night sometimes. And I think when you compare that with Costa's record, even though Costa is undefeated as well with 13-0, I just don't see it being... I don't see him being able to really challenge Adesanya. And when they're throwing belts around at each other and stuff like that and pretending like he's going to go on the ground, this will never go on the ground. I don't think either of these guys has ever attempted a takedown, and there's no reason for it to. No one's expecting this fight to go to the ground. We are expecting this to be an absolutely fucking amazing kickboxing fight between a technical elite kickboxing master and a fucking brute that has the ability to punish you and end you or erase you, as his nickname goes. But either way, this is going to be a fucking amazing fight. The co-main event is Dominic Reyes versus Jan Blachowicz. I don't really know much about Jan. I've seen Dominic Reyes fight with John Jones, but you know, the reason I'm tuning in tonight is obviously for Adesanya and Costa, but out of the other two guys, I do hope that Dominic wins it, just because I thought that he beat John Jones and needs to take that champion. He deserves that championship belt. But in reality, like, I want to see Costa and Adesanya go at it. That's, I think, what we're all excited to see tonight. And I'd love to hear somebody sort of explain how they think that Costa's really going to get him, but if you think that he's just going to be able to walk him up to the cage and start smashing shots into him like he's doing here, that's not going to fucking happen. Adesanya is way too quick, man. He's way too quick and he's never there. He's too smart. He knows his range. Like, you see guys like Yoel that have fought Costa, and their game plan is to stand there and then fucking smash you when you come in. Adesanya is not trying to do that. He is a back foot fighter. He is moving out of the way and sniping you and clipping you all the way along. And that is what is going to happen tonight. I am absolutely certain of it. Anyway, let's see how I go. I'm going to probably put some money on Adesanya, even though he is the favorite. But I'll probably have him finishing in the 3rd to 5th round if I can get a bet on that. But excited to see it. Probably smoke a fat J, have a couple drinks, and watch this. I think it'll be a really, really interesting night. Anyway, if you like UFC and MMA stuff, leave me a comment. I'd love to talk more about this. I find it really entertaining. I'm a diehard fan, have been forever. So if this is what you're into, like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.